So, finishing up with word problems. A map of Indiana is being made to a scale of a half an inch, represents 20 miles. Indianapolis is 128 miles from Fort Wayne. How far apart from each other will they appear on this map? So, we've all worked with scales before and reading a map. Now, of course, with GPS and whatnot, the phone or whatever device we're using does a lot of that for us. But if we're looking at a map, we look at it in terms of a scale. So when they give you a scale, they're telling you how to set up one of your fractions. So they're giving you a setup for free. A half inch represents 20 miles, so that's 1/2 inches over 20 miles. So they give you one setup for free. Now you're reading the rest of the problem to figure out how everything else is going to go. Indianapolis is 128 miles from Fort Wayne. So since miles is already at the bottom, it has to stay at the bottom. Remember, you have to be consistent. How far will they appear on the map? So now we know where X is going to go. Again, when you're doing the word problem, stop panicking because it's a word problem. That part is what it is. You can't do anything about that. Take a moment, read the problem, and interpret the problem. Any questions on the setup? If not, then it's time to solve it. So, if I'm going to solve it, what is getting multiplied to what? What am I multiplying? So 1/2 times 128. That means x times 20. So let's do some computation. So I know x times 20 is just going to be 20x. Half of 128 gives us what? 64. 64 equals 20x. So what do we have to do to finish off the problem? So divide by 64. So if I divide by 64, I'm going to get 3.2. Well, so y'all do realize that I'm not doing that correctly. Am I supposed to be divided by 64? Supposed to be divided by 20. Y'all fell right into my trap. Good chunk of y'all fell into that trap. Whatever number is in front of the variable, that's the number that gets divided. It is 3.2. Derek, you had the right answer the entire time. Well, you don't get to play like that. No. Yes, I can. You know how many of y'all just went right along with the wrong answer that I had? Some of y'all just kept right on going with it. So 3.2 inches is the final answer. Remember, you divide both sides by the number that's in front of x. All right, questions before we do one more example. So, the last example involves currency. So, if you're going to fly out of the country or go out of the country, sometimes you're going to need to convert money. Sometimes you're going to need to convert money so that you have the money for the country that you're going to. Yes, most countries will take the United States dollar. I don't know about now, but sometimes you will have to do the conversion. At the airport, you are told that $1 US is equal to 20.97 Mexican pesos. Suppose that you are heading to Mexico with $150. How much will you have in Mexican pesos after you convert it? So, just like the scale, when they give you something related to currency, they're setting up half of the problem for you. So $1 US is equal to 20.97 pesos. So you're heading to Mexico for $150. So 150 US, since US is sitting at the top, stays at the top. Mexican pesos is what you want, so that's considered. Any questions before we continue? Alright, so this should be a fairly simple proportion to solve. So let's go ahead and do that. So, bring my highlighter up. 150 is going to get multiplied times what?
20.97.
Yep. So that
You
means
get 3,145.5.
you got 150 times 20.97. You said 3,100.
45.5.
Thank you. So that's 1 times x, which is 1x. So divide by 1. 3,145.5 pesos. So there's your conversion element. Any questions on those last two problems before we take a short break to transition notes pages? Uh-huh.
So basically, when yes, basically, if you put $7 on top, you gotta put the same extra.
Yep, that's correct. However you set up the first fraction is how you must set up the second. You have to be consistent.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Anybody out there? Good question. Set up your problem, you must be consistent. Alright, so I need to pause